All right, everyone, we are here with two very special guests. We are joined by Brandon and Serene, newly engaged couple, Bachelor in Paradise. The finale is over, and you two are happy.
We're happy. We're happy. We could be in public together.
Yeah, we're the most excited for that.
You guys are absolutely adorable. I don't think anybody had a single doubt watching the entire season that this is where we would be at the end of this. I want to go back. I want to start at the beginning. And You guys go down to the beach. You see each other. But even before that, Brandon, we know from social media and you were watching the seasons that you were posting Serene on TV all the time. You're like, there's something about this girl. So did you went into Paradise thinking, I have to meet this girl, right?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. There is no doubt.
Serene, when you came off the show, were you told what Brandon was posting while you were on air?
Yeah, so I actually had so many people in my DMs sending me his story, and I didn't want to click on it because I didn't want him to see that I was looking at his profile. It was going to be super high in the views, but then I'm I didn't have honestly, I didn't know that he was never going to see that anyway. It's super funny.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't even know how to do that. So.
Here's your story. But yeah, I'm super strategic about it. And I remember the one time someone sent me some eyeball emojis and I was like, I just looked at that.
Serene, how often have you been so tell me again that you were obsessed with me while watching me on TV?
Literally. He said, I'm not coming if she's not there. Okay.
Well, yeah. So I felt like I was pretty subtle about it. I felt like I was pretty subtle. But yeah, I was like, yo, is Serene gonna be there? And they were like, she might. We'll see. I was like,
because they don't tell you anything.
Yeah.
I was like, blink twice if she's gonna be there. And then my producer was like, I was like, okay, all right, I'll be there. What time you need me?
It's kind of reminiscent to me of Dylan and Hannah, where Dylan went into Paradise being like, I want to meet Hannah, and it really worked out for them. And I would say I think you played it cool up until you were with Serene, and then you not in a non-cool way, but I think it was just you wore your heart on your sleeve, and you could just tell how much you really loved her, and it was enjoyable to watch. I think it wasn't in a weird way. It was just he's really excited about this, and that's great.
Yeah, I think it was a very excited, dorky way. You know what I mean? I think in my head, I'm like, yo, I'm playing this so smooth. And then it's just corniness is coming out of my mouth. It worked. It worked. Yeah. So, yeah.
Exactly.
But I think it was good. I enjoyed every step with her, and
you were like, do you have kiss me eyes? And I was like, is he serious right now? But oh God, I do.
I don't even know.
I am batting my eyelashes.
Yeah, have you
too hard
in the moment? You're living in the moment. You don't know how it's going to come across on camera when everybody watches. When you guys watch the season, were there any cringy moments for you guys, or were you just this was us? This was perfectly displayed.
I think it's both.
It's both.
It's both because we are pretty cringy.
Yeah.
We're very self-aware.
I didn't even remember that I said the whole pool story. And then that got played, and then just there's little
the
moments.
dad and daughter.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That was very funny.
I'm talking.
Yeah.
But I also love that you cut him off, and then Brandon said what he said the first time over again, like it was gonna be a cut. He was like, they won't put that part in. They're gonna cut it right to where I restart my story.
Yes. I was like, oh yeah, they'll just cut it and then they'll just start it there. It'll be fine. But yeah, no, that was not the case. And then when she got back from the split and I was just running, my arms were flapping. And I was like, yeah, there was a lot of cringy moments of myself.
Which I didn't notice. I was caught up in the moment. I was just I just want to see my guy. But
Serene, what was your feeling going onto the beach? Did you kind of have that thought where, maybe I'll see somebody I've had my eyes on, or you were just going with the flow?
It was a little bit of both. I definitely had people I was interested in you were one of them because, you know, I said I wanted someone intentional and someone that was going to like show interest in me where I wasn't going to have to play a guessing game and ask any questions about it. And I mean, he had shown the most interest in me before the show. And so I was the most excited to meet him because he's just bold, like lives with his heart on his sleeve. And I think that's really respectable. But that being said, I got kind of like bored before he got there because no one was coming up and talking to me. So I was there literally at like 7 a.m. and I was there
didn't get
first.
there till like 6 p.m.
And
7
yeah,
p.m.
and so like no one was like pursuing me romantically or asking me to talk. And so it was super attractive to me that he was like you, and like I had also kind of been like I thought he would be first on the beach.
Yeah. What's it like waiting around on the beach? Like you mentioned, you were bored. Is there a lot of times where you're sitting around kind of like, all right, what's going to happen next? Like you're just like a waiting game?
Every day.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, you would get gathered up, you know? So they'd be like, hey,
so you're like,
everyone.
what's going on?
Yeah, and it's like, okay, something's going down. And then
they're like pulling everyone from their hidey holes. Like people are just like, someone's eating chicken nuggets over here, someone's napping over here. And so it's like we're all getting gathered to kind of see what's about to go down.
It was an everyday thing, though. It was like something new happened every single day. So it was like, she was like, we just watched it. One day she was like, yeah, today's going really good. I was like, you can't say that. You can't say that. Once you say that, then they're like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, something's going to happen. They're throwing a twist.
And something is set up for you guys. Well, in our mind, there was never a doubt because like you said, Serene, you wanted someone who was really intentional, and Brandon right away was telling you how he was feeling. And I feel like we were waiting for the proposal for weeks because Brandon's like, I can't wait to propose. We're like, there was no doubt. We're like, this guy's proposing. There's no doubt he's not proposing. How long did it take for you guys to have that conversation where it was like, okay, when this is over, he's going to propose, and I believe he's going to do that?
Oh.
I feel like for me, I like that was like, oh, okay, I really think this is going to happen was like after split week. I think before that we had said like we were falling in love and we were starting to like picture things, but then split week we were super pissed that we were split up. Yeah. We're like, oh, this is a waste of time. But it did kind of make us realize like we don't want to be without each other. And so I think that was ultimately what made it like, okay, like we don't want to do anything without each other going forward.
And I knew she was going to say yes because when she came back from split week and we got lunch together, she drew what ring she wanted.
By the way, there's like a week and a half left of filming. And so it's like, okay, we got to start having these conversations.
Yeah, so you need to know what ring I want if I'm going to get one.
Oh, it was detailed. It was each side, like the size of the ring, what the diamond needed to look like what the band color.
I love that you guys like don't have your phones. You can't like Google it. So she drew you a rendering.
Literally found a pencil, found a napkin, and just like slipped it to me. He was like, study this. I was like,
I love that. I
was like, you had like the choices available to you that would work for you.
Yeah, they cut it out, but I slipped it to Neil. I was like, if you don't have something like this, like I'm not gonna be here tomorrow, Neil. Like,
I'm kidding. Oh my god.
I'm just kidding.
That would have been great. That's really funny, and I think that's really awesome. And congratulations to you both that you guys knew at the end that you were gonna get engaged, because I feel like Fran mentioned, for you guys watching as a viewer, it was always like these two are making it. When we would talk and people would be like, who do you guys think is going to get engaged? We'd be like, well, we know it's Brandon and Serene. We know they're making it to the end. They are rock solid. Everybody else kind of up in the air, not so sure about that. What was the feeling immediately after you had just said yes? Because, you know, your families aren't there and you're getting engaged in a non-traditional way.
And Jesse asked if you guys wanted to get married on the spot, so.
So that feeling of just getting engaged was like 20 seconds, maybe 30 seconds of like pure excitement and bliss. And then you see Jesse come down with a book, and I knew immediately.
We're like, another plot twist.
I was like, there it is. Today was going too good. I knew it. Today was going too good. And so I mean, it was pure excitement, but
It was
you
like we
know,
get to do this every day, and like we get to like make our own choices and our own plans and like really do life together. And so I think that was the
very
reality that
exciting.
was setting in right there, is
Yeah.
that like, okay, we get to wake up and do this like
Yeah.
every day.
Now, I
So-
know that this is the usual question that comes, and I don't think that we typically ask it because we know usually what the answer is, but are you guys going to be the type that starts planning a wedding right away and getting right to that, or enjoy the engagement and then worry about the wedding at a later date?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're enjoying
Second
our
option.
engagement right now. Like we are getting excited that, you know, we get to make these plans and stuff. I think
Mhm.
we both agreed on 2024.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where we're at right now. We're like in the very early stages, but just being excited about being engaged because we get to,
This is
you
our
know,
first day.
we
Like,
get to be public
out.
with
Yeah.
it now. And so
So-
that's what we've been waiting for. We've been engaged secretly for like 4 or 5 months now. So
Yeah.
I'm bad at math. I'm
All
not
right.
gonna
You guys
try.
can go to dinner.
Dude,
Yeah, that's what we
dinner,
want to do.
walk down the street,
Yeah.
hop on a scooter together. I don't know, whatever it is, like, here for it.
Where are you guys currently living, and do you live together?
Welcome
So-
to our apartment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we just moved in together and we live in San Diego.
Oh,
so.
Very nice.
That is amazing. I was gonna say, when he said hopped on a scooter, I was like, they're definitely,
That definitely
in
is.
San Diego.
That's such a San Diego thing, is hopping on a scooter.
Hopping on a scooter. It's got to be San Diego. How was all the, like you said, 4 or 5 months? You guys have to keep it a secret. What was secret engagement life like for you guys? Did you have the whole like wig situation that some couples do and everything to try and throw people off?
I had this, like, luscious, like, red, kind of, like, long hair wig.
I bought it for me. And he,
I threw it on, I put on a hat, and we ended up finding out that I was getting way more attention with that wig on than, like, actually just, like, be myself and going out. But yeah, we tried it, and then we've done anything and everything you can in, like, inside the house.
There was
So-
literally, the one time he wore the wig though, like we were like, oh, can we just like get away going to the beach? Like the sun is setting, it's gonna be dark, like no one's gonna notice. And literally right then someone like noticed him, but he was by himself. Like he was like down in the water and I was like up on a rock super far away. And I just like dart the other way.
Yeah, so
It's like
been
a little game.
I was wearing like
Yes,
a long blonde wig, like don't look like myself at all. Like
Mhm.
it's hilarious. We should have brought him for you to show you.
I know.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have seen them. Were you guys able to meet each other's families during that time? Because I know when you talked about, you know, not getting married in that moment, is family is very important for you guys. You want to make sure that you meet each other's families. And I know Jesse's, Brandon, your mom said she would have killed you. And so how did that go? Were you able to have those interactions yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's something that like is really cool is they kind of like throw you to the world whenever you get out. And, you know, we were able to do that like secretly. And
She came to Portland. I went to OKC.
yeah, we were able to do that. I mean, we're still like under the same circumstances of like, okay, we can't go outside together. Like we can't. So it's been tough, but I think it'll be it's like perfect timing that, you know, he gets to come spend Thanksgiving with my family and we get to do all the, like the family traditions and all of that stuff and also get to be in public together at the same time.
So
There's like it's been a long road coming here and we've been waiting for a while, but
It's
couldn't be at a
probably very exciting though, and adds a whole new chapter to your relationship and tons more fun and so much more that you guys can do, and just opens up so many doors. You guys also made, you know, a ton of other friendships and relationships on the beach that we saw. And one of the things that we noticed was the Rodney thing. You know, everyone on the beach was so upset for Rodney. Everyone's crying. Watching that back, was that an accurate depiction to how everybody was acting, or do you think that they amped it up? Because we were like, all right, we get it. We feel bad for Rodney, but everyone's got to put a little more pep in their step.
it was.
it was. I mean, it was a blow to the beach, and it was absolutely devastating. And I know
It
that
was
sounds
worse.
so
It
silly.
was worse than like I
because
think what was shown.
People look at it and they're like, "Well, Eliza was just making a choice for herself," and she was. Like, love Eliza. She deserves to pursue what she wants to pursue. But at the same time, what we were all so like, "Oh, that's tough," because Eliza had been gone all day, and Rodney was just waiting for her to come down and was talking to everybody about like, oh, we get a fresh start. Like I'm going to do something special for her today. Like we have this future that we get to, you know, start building on now. And so to see him like talk about that the day after, he's like, oh, I can finally breathe. Like this is the real, like she chose me.
And I went through a whole season with Rodney. So we've been boys for a long time, and I've never seen him that happy in my life. And then so like letting other people know like, yo, this is the happiest Rodney's ever been. Like Eliza is really like his person. Like we're both like super giddy and happy for each other, and like having that pulled under the rug. I was just like, yo, like I know what that feels, and like that's the worst. And it hit us just like a little bit.
People cried. Like everybody was like crying.
Everyone was in tears.
It was like
we saw that and we were like, wow.
Yeah. It was like, it's like, but we were so convincing of like, oh, you guys get to start fresh tomorrow, and you guys get to do this and do that. So like in a way we all felt bad and felt that. And then, you know, she's crying too. And so there was that, and it was just hard on everybody. And then it was like, also we realized in that moment we're saying goodbye to Rodney. Like,
right, he's leaving.
And do you feel like the fact that you guys are all just focused on mainly one thing and there's no other outside distractions that plays into it too? You guys are exhausted and
huge,
a lot of emotions at play.
20 hours a day.
I mean, it's hot. You're not getting much sleep, and so that was a huge factor. Like, did we all really feel for Rodney and everybody was really crying? Yeah, but like at the same time, emotions were so like,
but also we were so invested in everyone's relationship.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, they all became family to us, so we wanted everyone happy and like, yo, everyone just get along, be happy, and like, so.
Well, it's like we kind of like we felt at a certain point like we're making it out of this. So like the other couples were like, oh, we have like couple friends. Like we're gonna get to like do all these things.
Couple friends.
You know, and so it's like you start picturing your future with like your friend group, like as. But I think ultimately we just want everybody to be happy and like, you know, pursue what you want to pursue, but it does suck when someone gets hurt.
Yeah, that makes sense. And it's also just funny to think about if this was like in the real world, where if something like this happened, you'd be like, damn, that sucks. Like you'd be texting your friend, you'd be like, damn, that sucks. But then you have a million other things that you're doing or focused on, so it's not that much, but it makes sense when you're just focused on everybody and everything there.
People were like, it was a moment where people were like, this could happen to me too.
Right.
Not us. Like a lot of people were feeling that way for Rodney. It was like, oh,
it's like, damn, if this happened, like anyone could switch up at any.
What could happen next?
Yeah, Brandon had one of my favorite lines, because you do seem like such a friend, that an empathetic friend, like you're feeling your friend's emotions. And when Eliza was on the date and Rodney was all sad, you were like, man, if I was a lady, I'd be in your arms right now. I was like, Brandon.
Oh, so me and Rodney, we joked about it.
And then literally he replied to it and was like, facts.
Yeah.
So me and Rodney, like she went on a date, and Rodney, you know, you saw he was like, I gotta get a drink. So I was like, I'll get a drink with you. And Wells was like, boys, however much you want, it's on me. It's on the house. I got you. So we were drinking tequila and everything. And then so we were just sitting on the couch, and like, I didn't even know. And I was like, you know, Rodney, like, man, if I was a girl, I'd be in your arms right now. Facts.
Yeah.
And I was like, watching them back, I'm like, bro, what?
What I would expect from it.
Yeah, it's like, that's why we're friends.
I laughed so hard.
Yeah, it's just
It was great. That was one of my favorite lines of the season, honestly. But, you know, guys, you're really like the only... There are success stories that have come out of this season for sure. But as far as engagement goes, you guys are the last two standing. And there were some couples that we thought really would make it or try and make it work. I know there were some crazy moments. What, for you guys watching, because I feel like you were spectators for a lot of this, Aaron and Genevieve had a lot of drama on the beach, but then they would always kind of seem to make it work. Did you think Aaron would propose, or did you guys kind of see that hitting a wall?
Absolutely.
I didn't really think so.
I think that, you know, talking to the both of them, I think they both knew that it was kind of toxic. I think they would have left together and like try to work on it, but the proposal.
Mhm.
No, just because like you guys saw what we saw, like, they would get into a huge fight and then they would be like, "Oh, I'm falling in love with you," and it's like, well, you got to deal with that huge fight, like that. Yeah. So we kind of like the whole, people on the beach, like we wanted it to work, but at the same time, we saw signs to where like
you're like, what's best for my friend?
Yeah, what's best for my friend? Like, and
Right.
I think you guys would be happier apart.
Yeah.
So.
And I think that we would see that in one episode. It would be like, there was one time where we were like, maybe they do get engaged. And then after that, we're like, no, too much of a roller coaster.
Yeah, it was too much. So.
Yeah, after the itching and pain fight, it was like, this is
fight about
that's too small of a fight. That's a fight where it's like, that's not even about what they're actually arguing about. That's about a whole other thing that's underlying. It has nothing to do with the itch.
So that's the thing is like when you mask it up and say like I'm falling in love with you, is like not like that's just gonna build up into the next fight. You got to deal with So yeah. And when you're fighting about itching and pain, like that's when you knew. Like
I was like, why am I being asked about this? In my interview, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Well,
itching is like a form of pain. I'm like, you really. Wait, what?
You're like, we've been on this beach for too long.
Like, wait,
they're running out of things
I'm
here.
sorry, who's fighting about this? Yeah, it definitely took a turn. And then we all saw on the reunion that, Johnny and Victoria's engagement didn't work out. She's in a new relationship. Did you guys think Johnny and Victoria were a good pairing? I mean, you spent more time with just the two of them, where it was just the four of you left on the beach for a little while.
Yeah, I think at the time we thought that they really could make it work. There's a lot that we didn't see behind closed doors. There's a lot that we still don't know. And, during the reunion, we didn't get to sit out and watch all of that. But ultimately, I think, I just happened to be the closest with Victoria. Like her bed was next to mine, and he just happened to be the closest with Johnny. And the fact that we were both couples together, we both look at it and we're like, we just want our friends to be happy. Like, if you guys are not happiest together, then,
just as long as you both find happiness.
Yeah.
Like, that's, whether it's together or separate. So,
yeah. And I think there's a lot, like, I think they wanted to make it work, and there was like a lot of hurt and disappointment in the fact that it didn't, but.
Yeah. Because this life it's like you have to have those tough conversations, because once you get to the outside world, it's like quarantine again. So you're not in the same day. You have to travel. You only see each other a couple days out of the weeks. Or out of the month. So, I think they try to make it work, but
yeah, they just aren't a match, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Now, also at the reunion, there was maybe potential rekindlings from some people. The Jill and Jacob had a conversation. There were some situations that were going down. Is there anyone from this season that you guys were on with that you're really hoping will make it work?
Jill and Jacob together were a sight to see.
That was
we loved that. Like literally, as soon as they coupled up, it like felt so random. But we were like,
when she hopped on him, like
makes sense.
Hand in the air.
The way, the way that they reacted to like the date part and stuff, like
their weirdness was so perfect together.
They're so entertaining as people, like separately, but them together, like they are great. And so I'm hoping that something comes out of that. But...
or Kate and Logan.
Oh God. Yikes.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody's really rooting for that one.
Not putting a lot of faith behind that one, just even from their Instagram stories and stuff. But we're so happy for you guys, Brendan. We had Ashley and Jared in here about a month or so ago, and we were talking to them, and Jared told a story about how he was telling you their love story and how they connected, and how he had said, that he kissed Ashley in the airport and she was technically with someone else, and that you were like, dude, that's sketch. And it was so perfect. Yeah, we were like, that's so, I'm like, Brendan, that's so cute. Like, it's just.
Yeah, so.
just genuine.
There, and Ashley took the girls, and then Jared was with the boys, and it was just me and Jared talking. I was like, yo, like, I'm with Serene, it's going good. He's like, how's that going? I was like, great, phenomenal. Like, how is it for you and Ashley? Like, how'd you guys meet? And he was like, yo, we met here, and we didn't leave together. I was like, you didn't? Like, how'd you guys rekindle? And it was like, yeah, so I flew out to her. She had a boyfriend. I knew he was gone for the weekend. So I flew out, and then we ended up kissing. I was like, wait, she had a boyfriend, you flew out and you kissed her? And he was like, yeah, dude, I had to do what I had to do. And I was like, sketch. Like, I was like, dude, you're sketch. I was like, you guys have a beautiful family, though. But I was like,
yeah. He was saying he was.
I guess it worked out for you, but interesting.
Yeah.
Brandon,
he was like, I went to Serene later. I was like, yo, you got any exes that are gonna fly out and like.
It was funny though, because he was telling it in a way where he was like, Brandon's just so genuine. Like, he called me out for being sketch, and I was like, it worked out for me, and he was like, yeah, but
Sketch.
Yeah, sketch. No, I love Jared and Ashley. Like, I ended up having to talk with them like the night before we left. We had like such a great talk, and we talked about movies and everything. But yeah, that was easily like just looking at it, I was like, dude, you're a great guy, but sketch.
Oh, so good. Well, we're so happy for you guys. I think everyone can't wait to see what the future holds for you, and it's just a very well written love story. It sounds so cheesy to talk about like the fairy tale ending for you guys, but going back and thinking about those Instagram stories of you watching her on the show, and now, being where you guys are now, like, you made that happen. You manifested that big time. So credit to you.
Yes. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
I appreciate you guys.
Yes.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Thank you guys for coming on.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Ooh, thank you. You guys
have fun with the rest of your day. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be outside.
You're like, I'm going for a big walk after this.
You guys enjoy your scooters. Don't put your wig on.
Okay, bye.
Awesome. Bye.